Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Thursday, October 12th. Feeling mentally refreshed today. So big day out on the bike yesterday. 40 miles in the Downeyville area was necessary for the soul. And it's amazing how much better I feel today. So, not a ton to talk about today. I did want to mention kind of the last of our closeout machines. I do still have a handful of machines left from the Baby Lock closeout. I have one Allegro. Anybody who's interested in the Allegro, we'll have a conversation about the Allegro. Interesting machine. A lot of features for a machine priced at about $1,000, but it is, but we'd have a conversation about that one. But a 12-inch machine and a relatively powerful machine, just with specific limitations, that we would discuss. But anybody who's interested in the machine, happy to talk with you about that. I have exactly one Verve that I'll be letting go for the low price of $5.99. It's my display, but it's like next to not used, and great price on that one. I have one Aurora. I thought I only had one Aurora, and I sold it thinking I was selling my display, but when I went back to get everything ready and box it up, it turns out I actually had one. So I still have my display Aurora, and at 800, I only have, I think, sewing machines left. The Aurora and the Verve are combination machines, but they're limited to 4x4. The beautiful thing about the Verve and the Aurora, for anybody who's been considering a smaller sewing machine, but that wants the trim button, I don't have a machine with a trim button for less than about $749. The Verve at $599 gives you that trim button. It's a beautiful little sewing machine, but it also gives you 4x4. So anybody who's maybe got a like an RV or a cabin or a desire for a machine that they could travel with, the Verve and the Aurora, very similar in size. Really, the differences between the two is the Aurora is also wireless, and displaced the Verve. Outside of that, they're incredibly similar machines. But quite frankly, at $799 for the Aurora, I think it's a better deal than the sewing only machine that I have with a trim button for $749. And we are running at about 2 weeks. And I do believe, Gail, although I would say call me after the live stream and I'll confirm, but I should have filters for the P500. I have one remaining display Accord. The Accord is a slightly larger format machine, up to a 5x7 with the snap-on hoop, but I need to figure out the price. I need to cover my cost on that one, but it's going to end up probably $1,500 and an amazing deal for a machine that is normally $34.99. And the current version of the machine was $22.99. So at $14.99, it is amazing. So so definitely worth consideration. I do have a handful of, I think I have like one Brilliant left and a Display Brilliant. My lyrics are gone, but I'll do amazing deals on those machines too. And then I have one Jubilant. The Jubilant's a machine that, let me just make sure this is still true. So the Baby Lock is running the Jubilant at $5.99 right now. I'll do my Display Jubilant at $5.49. So end goal is to move the machine. So if you're thinking about a sewing only or a small combination machine, give me a shout, because I've got some great deals on the machines here. I'm also going to be doing a really good deal on the Brother VM5200. So anybody that's looking maybe for a slightly smaller combination machine, the VM5200, which is a $10,000 machine, and I think the national deal's like $69.99.99. I could do something like that for a couple thousand off. And then I do have one remaining XE1. So that's the machine that Brother closed out at $59.99.99. I offered it at $49.99.99 or $54.99.99 with the upgrade, making it similar to the XE2. So definitely have some very good closeout deals in the store. If any of those sound like they may be of interest, call me at the store at 775 852-2323. Were the kids surprised on seeing the yard in Reno all finished? It looked gorgeous. Hope you're enjoying your time with them. I am having like the best time. Like, it's super funny because October is Rocktober in my world. And so October is that magical month where the weather starts to change. From a mountain biking perspective, there's some rain. And what happens when it rains is the dirt gets good. In mountain biking parlance, we call it brown pow. It's like a brown powder day. So yesterday was this like magical day. But one of the things that happens to me in October is my mind wanders. I always say I function really well with a light at the end of the tunnel. And this year in particular, there wasn't really feeling like there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Normally I plan I have a rock climbing trip that I do almost every year in October, and that wasn't happening this year. And obviously things have been busier and a little bit more challenging in our day-to-day lives, but it's great. Like, I turn this light on at the end of the tunnel, and then I can deal with all the nonsense that's happening, and maybe I daydream a little bit more, but then I have these trips, and I come back refreshed. Well, yesterday was that day. Like, it rained hard, Like they obviously had, I think they probably had like an inch or an inch and a half of rain in the greater Downeyville area. And on the drive there was this like trepidation because it snowed up high, like in the Tahoe Basin, above about 7,000 feet. There was an inch or two of snow. And even this morning, there's still snow up there. And so on the way, I was like, I don't really know if we're going to be able to do this trip, and or if what I had planned in my mind was going to work. Like we were linking all these sections of single track trail. I would say it was the best of. And my fear was that we were going to arrive there and they wouldn't be driving shuttles because the road getting to Packer Saddle's nasty. And if there's a couple inches of snow on it, it wouldn't be there. Well, it only rained in Downeyville. And so it was super cold, but it was like the day finished at like 60. It was just this magical October experience. And let me see. Let me see something. I might be able to show you. Like we went and we spent, and it was funny because Kai told Jeannie when we got home, oops, that's not right. So what is, do I have multiple Chrome windows here? Let's see here. Let's close Chrome and reopen Chrome and see what happens. Quit Chrome. But, you know, Kai, it's been this experience with Kai, watching Kai kind of grow into a man. And so, you know, I'd planned this big day, and you never really know how these big days are going to work. Because there's a lot that can happen, right? Like you can crash your bike, you can crash your bike, you can video capture, you can crash your bike, you can have mechanicals, the trail conditions aren't what you want. Like all those things become this factor. And then sometimes you have these magical days where it all comes together. And that was yesterday. And it was, let's see here. It was, let's see. We basically, let me see if I can bring this photo in a little here. We basically went deep. Like that was where we were yesterday. That was about 20 miles in. And that's a section of the Lakes Basin that I've never been in. I've always wanted to go there. And we rode out to there on the ridge line, and then we rode that mountain on the left-hand side above the lakes. We rode down this trail that went down really steeply off the ridge line and down and kind of followed the contour around that mountain. We rode around that mountain. And then, let me see, I might be able to, let's see. This is us riding down into, that's my son. Who absolutely killed it. Let's see, you guys are getting the full tour. We went past Plumas State Park, which I've never been in, which was super cool. But waterfalls are running, and it just the whole experience was awesome. It was good. Oops. So, anyways, I'm back. I'm refreshed. We do have a scan and cut class coming up on November 15th. There's still a couple spots left, and that is probably the last scan and cut class that we'll do this year. So if anybody wants to get into the class, let us know.
Anybody with an auto blade.
Anybody with an auto blade. So that's happening November 15th. Reach out to the store. Is it on the calendar?
It is on the calendar. They can sign up online. It's $40 for locals if they want to pick up their kit, and $50 if we ship the kit.
Okay, it's online. It's $40 for locals. 50 if we're shipping the kit to you. We've got plenty of time to get you your kits, but we only have a couple of spots left. So, in any case, I need to get to work and to clear my head now. And have a great day. Make something awesome. We'll be back in tomorrow with a giveaway and a question. And we'll see you ladies soon.